The B semifinals are coming up next. The first matchup is between undefeated Linton and North Sargent. Lee Timmerman will be calling the game, and he chatted with Lions head coach Dan Carr moments ago.
Bill, in just a few minutes, Linton will step on the floor to play in the semifinals. Dan Carr is the Lions head coach. And Dan, you've talked a lot about all year ball pressure. Describe a little bit of what ball pressure means for your team and why it's so important.
Well, we're ball pressure to us is just 94 feet and have our hands on the ball a little bit once in a while here and there, and trying to keep the other team out of getting into a rhythm and running their half-court offense. We'd like to create some tempo with it, get up and down the floor, and we rotate quite a few guys in an attempt to accomplish that.
And once again, that'll be a key factor for tonight, right?
Well, it always is, especially a team like North Sargent. They got two big boys in there, and we want to win the game in the first 47 feet and not have to depend on our last 47. So while we intend on doing a good job at that part of the court too, it makes the game a lot easier for us if we don't make it that far.
Dan, good luck tonight.
Thanks very much, Lee.
Thank you. Dan Carr. Bill, back to you.
Stay with us. Coming up next, Linton and North Sargent, followed by Turtle Lake Mercer and Dakota Prairie. In the consolation games this afternoon, Watford City beat North Star, and Bowman County, behind 26 points from Alex Wolf, beats Berthold.
The following live NBC North Dakota Sports exclusive is brought to you by Touchstone Energy Cooperative, Bank of the West, the North Dakota State Seed Department, Farmers Union Insurance, North Dakota Propane Gas Association, John Deere, and by American Bank Center. Live from the MSU Dome, it's the 2009 State Class B Boys High School Basketball Tournament.
NBC North Dakota Sports welcomes you to the Minot State Dome for Friday night coverage of the boys Class B basketball tournament. Semifinal night. I'm Lee Timmerman along with Scott Peters. And Scott, I say it all the time on these semifinals, but it's really kind of a fun evening. You got those back-to-back games. You've worked so far to reach that ultimate goal. You're this close. And, yes, some ultimate meeting in both of these games.
Well, and for this first game that we're going to talk about, it's a chance for both teams to really do something that either hasn't happened before or hasn't happened in a long time. Linton at 24-0, the top-ranked team in the state. They have not been to a state title game since 1985. Well, we talked about it yesterday. North Sargent, the Bobcats. This is their first ever trip to state, so everything from here on out is gravy. Of course, it's never been to a state title game.
Well, a state title game is where Turtle Lake Mercer was just last year, finishing as the runner-up to Grafton. And the Trojans are a win away from getting back to that championship game. But Dakota Prairie, the Knights, picked up win number 20 yesterday, so standing in their way for Turtle Lake Mercer to try to get there. So that's your semifinal matchup.
Consolation action earlier today went like this. Watford City with a 59-58 win over North Star in that game. Kevin Samford with 20 points, or 17 points rather, 9 rebounds for the Wolves in the win. And Bowman County with a 58-45 win over Berthold. The final score in that one, and a good game for Alex Wolf of Bowman County, 26 points on 13 of 15 shooting.
Let's concentrate a little bit on this first matchup with North Sargent taking on Linton, and a Linton team that, of course, if you watched yesterday, just does something that is unique in any class or any level in basketball. 5 on, 5 off. That's most of the switches all night long.
Yeah, and they could go maybe 11 or 12 deep tonight as well, depending on how the health of some of the players are. But yeah, they have no problems with substituting all 5 at a time, and that causes problems for other teams in terms of matchups and just fresh legs on the floor.
Well, let's talk about what we think are a couple of things to look at in terms of keys to the game, which are brought to you by the North Dakota State College of Science. Choose NDS-CS.
Well, for North Sargent, inside 15 feet. That's the range where they want to get a lot of shots today because they think that's where they're going to have the most success, from 15 feet in. They do have some size inside. We saw Ryan Drevlo yesterday, 16 points, and Tyson Hansen, not your prototypical inside player, but he is 6'5", He had 22 points and did a great job on the boards with 15 rebounds yesterday. And don't panic. Well, I talked about it a little bit already. This is their first trip to state, and heck, they're in the semifinals already, taking on the top-ranked team in the state, a team that hasn't lost a game all year long. So Linton has been the big dogs all year. North Sargent knows a thing or two about Linton. They've met him in football before, so North Sargent would like a little bit of payback after a loss to Linton earlier this season, but that's the key. They can't panic. They got to be in this game in the early goings.
Well, 47 feet is not the length of a shot that Dan Carr's looking at. It's the back court where he wants his team to put on the pressure, full court pressure. In fact, Coach Carr thinks that if his team wins tonight, they will win it for what his team does defensively in the first 47 feet of the floor. But if it does become more of a half-court game, then pressure the passer. Ball pressure is what Linton does well. And Coach Carr also kind of put it this way. He said our best post defense will have to be our perimeter defense, meaning guard the pass inside. Let's see what John Cole has to say and has to think about this first semifinal matchup. John?
All right, guys, thank you very much. Good evening, everybody. I think if you're North Sargent, you absolutely have to try to get Linton out of their game. Somehow, some way, get them out of their rhythm. Slow them down. That'll be the key. They have some outstanding seniors. They are going to have to come up big tonight. Semifinal night is always great because if you win tonight, tomorrow you play for history. Guys?
Well, a couple of guys that you might want to keep an eye on tonight that may be keys. We talked about him a little bit earlier, but Tyson Hansen, really one of the big forces for North Sargent. Doesn't like to play inside that much, but has played inside. That helps out Ryan Drevelo a lot. He's pretty dangerous from all parts of the floor. Got into some foul trouble yesterday, but that certainly didn't hamper him. He got 22 points again and 15 rebounds for the senior.
6'2" junior Trent Remick is as a part of that second rotation that Linton has used, and he was solid yesterday with 12 points and 6 out of 8 shooting. Also had kind of a little breakaway dunk there and a nice block, but Trent Remick very athletic and one of the guys along with his two brothers that come in that second rotation and make it so tough for the opponents because Linton always has fresh legs on the floor. But let's find out who will be on the floor when this game starts. It's the starting lineups, and they're brought to you by Bank of the West, proud sponsor of North Dakota Sports.
Well, first up for the Bobcats of North Sargent, Grayson Sherrill. He is a 5'11" senior. A couple of three-pointers yesterday afternoon, accounting for all 6 of his points. Averages 11 on the season. And Philip Anderson, a pair of brothers in the backcourt for the Bobcats. Philip is the younger of the two. He's a 6-foot sophomore. 13 points and 6 assists yesterday, much better than his season average of 4 and 2.5 assists. Tyson Hansen, we've talked about him, a 6'5" senior, much better than his averages yesterday as well. Averages 13.5 points, 8 rebounds a game, did much better than that with 22 and 15. And Ryan Drevelo, he is a 6'5" senior, very big kid, very good force inside, 19.5 points, 10 rebounds a game. He had 16 and 6 yesterday, but we saw yesterday when he gets the ball in the paint, he is going to the hole. And the other Anderson, A.J. Anderson, he's the senior at 5'9". He had 10 points and 6 rebounds yesterday in the win over North Star. That is the starting 5 for Jeremiah Hinkemeyer in his first year as head coach of North Sargent.
Top-rated and undefeated Linton Lions will start the game with Travis Human. He is a 5'6" senior. Travis had a couple of points yesterday. Cullen Holm, number 15, he is a senior at 5'10", one of the guys who will do a number in the backcourt. Very good at that ball pressure in the open floor and in the backcourt for Linton. Justin Purrington is the 6'2" senior, wears number 25. He had 8.7 rebounds yesterday. The leading scorer on the team for Linton. Again, a very balanced crew that often has 10 or 11 or sometimes 12 guys in the scorebook. Bo Schmaltz was 2 out of 3 from the floor, 4 points yesterday. He's a senior at 6 foot. Bo will wear number 35 tonight. And John Pavlicek is a 6'8" senior, number 43. John is 3rd on the team in scoring. And when he has the ball and shoots it, it's generally a good thing, averaging 63% from the field goal throughout the season. Dan Carr, veteran coach in his 27th year as the head coach of the Linton Lions, back-to-back champions in the 80s and have been in the tournament every year, every decade rather, that the Class B has been going on. So Linton and North Sargent The Lions defeated Watford City yesterday in a 66-63 game, and then North Sargent's victory came over North Star 75-64.
And that one closer than the score even indicates. So both teams really had their hands full in the quarterfinal round. It was really 4 great games yesterday in the quarterfinals, but both these teams had to battle right to the finish.
Again for North Sargent, first appearance here at the State B, and quite the story and quite the, I guess, community involvement, if you want to say that about the Gwinner area. You know, it's been one of the things and a rallying point for this team this year for their fans. We'll tip off semifinal night when we return.
The telecast of these tournament games has been authorized by special arrangement with the Board of Directors of the North Dakota High School Activities Association.
The Bobcats from North Sargent and the Lions of Linton with Pavlicek and Drevlo jumping it to get it started, and Linton has it first. Purrington drives in the corner. He and Schmaltz, a little two-man game, but Purrington into the lane on a drive. Pavlicek had it taken off his hands.
Hansen on Purrington right away. It should be a good matchup to watch as long as Purrington's in the game. Hansen had some foul trouble in the first half of yesterday's game.
Hansen had a big day yesterday. His first shot bounces a couple of times on the rim. 22 points and 15 rebounds for Hansen yesterday. Pass knocked away again as it tried to go down low.
Ryan Drevlo doing a good job of defense and not allowing that entry pass.
Well, Hooman tried to hit home, and then the Bobcats get the ball right back. Pull-up jumper, Sherrill.
Well, just like that, the second 5 gets off the floor, or off the bench rather, so substitutions coming pretty quick here for Linton.
Yeah, you better get a good sweat going, I guess, in the warm-ups, because yeah, it's about an every 2-minute deal here for Linton. Purrington tries to give his team the lead, but it'll be Pavlicek that ties it up on an offensive rebound.
Well, Drevlo just lost him on the rebound there. Pavlicek did a good job of getting position.
A.J. Henderson hands it over. Offensive board, Drevlo.
Well, we saw yesterday when Drevlo gets the ball that low, he is pretty tough to stop.
And Hansen ran right through Schmaltz. It'll be the first foul on Tyson, first of the game. Yeah, rebounding was certainly an issue for North Sargent yesterday, a 46-22 advantage.
Something that North Sargent does very well, especially those two big guys in the middle with Drevlo and Hansen. Hansen now out of the game.
Scott Trent and Derek Remick, along with Tanner Purrington and Kelsey Larson, as the shot there from Scott was a little bit off, and North Sargent will come away with it. Kelsey Larson, number 21, the 6-foot sophomore, 16 points yesterday on 7 of 10 shooting.
Yeah, he had himself a game yesterday. A couple of three-pointers.
I don't know who had a bigger smile last night, Kelsey or his dad, Tad, who's also an assistant coach with Linton. Right down the lane, a seam opens up for Philip Anderson. And Remick drops it down. I guess we'll get back into the first names on these guys right away again. Trent is 33. That is the sophomore, Derek. Drevlo battling, loose ball.
Ooh.
And if that was a fumble, I guess you would say that Hansen kind of came up with it. You mentioned a little football connection, Scott, with these two teams.
These two teams have had a history. It was earlier this season that Linton won 20-14 in the regular season. I think it was a Linton win a year ago in the playoffs. So to say that the kids from North Sargent have been keeping an eye on the guys from Linton and what they've been doing throughout the basketball season would be pretty accurate.
Derek lays it up left-handed, but it doesn't go down. That's about as easy a shot as you could hope to get. And there's the ball pressure forcing a turnover, but Phillip takes it right back. He can't score it, but he does draw a foul. So Phillip Anderson in the backcourt.
Farmers Union Insurance end-to-end action here. There was no foul there. I think the crowd behind us, North Sargent faithful, thought that Derek Remick might have got a piece. Anderson comes back, takes it away, and you see the foul right there by Trent Remick.
Dreblow had a shot that came down to Trent, ahead to his brother Derek, and this time Derek Remick on the fast break scores it. And a timeout taken by Jeremiah Hinkemeyer, tied up at 4. Will break away about the midway point of the first quarter. Coach Hinkemeyer in his first year as the head coach of the Bobcats. He is the manager of Teals Market in Gwinner.
Well, taking a look over at the North Sargent bench, Ryan Drevlo has sock and shoe off of his left ankles, getting some spray put on there to numb it up, I think. He looks like he's not very comfortable right now getting another tape job. Didn't see what happened, but he is out of the game, and North Sargent certainly needs him in.
Yeah, an unforced error there by North Sargent. Josh Hansana, the 6-foot freshman, into the game for North Sargent, while Drevlo gets taped up. Baseline for Scott Remick, and a Lions foul. I believe that was on Scott Remick as well.
There you get a look at the new tape job. Didn't see anything unless it happened in that scrum when they went after the loose ball.
It could have, but I mean, Hansen was the one that was actually on the floor, so. But I think that timeout taken more for the to reinforce pace of play than anything else. Obviously, the score, you're not worried about, a team jumping out big on you.
Yeah, the ragged play really fits into the up and down style, fits into Linton and what they want to do.
Back cut, and it was a good one. Sherrill, 4 of his team's 6 points.
Well, that's one way you can beat the heavy ball pressure, is take backdoor cuts. That'll soften up the defense a little bit if you're successful with those a couple times.
Larson got too deep on the baseline, had to throw it up, and Linton turns it over. Long pass ahead. Here comes Linton with it, but an offensive
Sherrill is hurt on the other side.
Oh yeah, Grayson's getting up a little bit slow. And Linton will rotate 5 back on.
He's got a cut on his forehead, Lee.
Did he hit the?
He might have hit the floor or got an elbow in the head, but. So a couple of Bobcats already banged up in the first 4+ minutes of this quarter.
Well, Casey Colmer will come in. Elbow.
I'll have to clean the floor up because there was he was bleeding pretty good when he went off.
But this does give Drevlo an opportunity now to quicken his return. He's got his sock on. Yep. Little cut up in above the hairline. Baseline, Hansen. Burrington made that shot difficult.
Yeah, Hansen had to alter that in midair to avoid the charging call.
Hansana guarding Purrington, and he just did a good job of jumping into the passing lane right there. 6-foot freshman.
Farmers Union Insurance replay. See from around the back, the tip out of bounds.
Five minutes into the opening quarter. front off a double pick. Purrington for three, and he's got it. His first three of the tournament.
Well, you see the size of Justin Purrington. You think he's primarily an inside player, and he can be. But, boy, we just saw right there, he can knock down the threes. 32 of those on the season thus far.
Purrington, the Region 3 Senior of the Year, and going to the basket well is Hansana.
Wow, nice drive right there, going up against a couple of the big guys for Linton.
Pavlicek was fouled as he tried to make a move.
And that's 2 on Hansen. So just like yesterday, 2 early fouls. And that'll get someone off the bench. Andrew Greenmeyer will come in.
He's a 6'1" sophomore. Andrew, number 34. Good look at that last basket there by Hansana. Home to inbound for the Lions. Kicks. You have to come out on Pavlicek. He's a pretty good three-point shooter. He gets the ball to Purrington, and Justin fouled. Nope.
Oh,
offensive foul. Okay.
Well, maybe we'll get a look at it here. Nice pass, I thought, by Pavlicek. And didn't really get to see too much of the contact on the replay, but apparently Purrington leaned in a little bit too strong.
Well, dribbling right through the pressure is Enderson. And then there's a foul underneath.
And that'll go against Enderson.
Phillips first, team's third.
Drevlo coming back into the game.
So Drevlo got it all taped up and taken care of. Ryan is a football recruit at NDSU. Purrington, quarterback for the Linton HMB Tigers. He signed to play at UMary football. Right now he's worried about 2 more wins on the basketball court if his team can get them. Larson floats one high, and it goes in.
Well, that's what we saw Kelsey Larson do yesterday. Couple of three-pointers, 16 points on 7 of 10 shooting.
Well, North Sargent had troubles getting the ball in. Dan Carr wasn't sure how many shots he took last summer, but he thought it was 20,000 or more.
There's a contest, a friendly contest between a couple of teammates to see who actually shoots more.
Well, North Sargent and the fans from North Sargent certainly taking advantage of the atmosphere, I think, and not really taking advantage of it, helping to create it. I don't know if there's been a group of fans following their team that's had a louder impact on the tournament so far.
Well, they did win the pep rally today, but you know, it's really a pretty good story. It's been a town that's been hit pretty tough by the economic times. Their nickname Bobcat, well, Gwinner is the home of the Bobcat plant that makes the skid steer loaders. You see a travel call. And that's a plant that's been shut down at times, reduced shifts quite often. So that affects really just about every single person in that town. So, you know, talking to one of the players this week, he said he's been told that, you know, the success that this team has had has really given people in that town at least a couple hours a night to get away from what's going on in everyday life. So it's good to see.
Well, Linton thinks that's good to see. A screen on the weak side to Bo Schmaltz. Lions lead is 3. Drevlo, not much you can do about that if you're Linton, because Drevlo is very good in the low post.
Yeah, and saw that yesterday. When he gets the ball, he knows right where to go, and he's got such good body control, good footwork. You saw it right there, too. Gets it right to the bucket.
Ryan had a 16-point day in the win over North Star. Linton throws it away. Turnovers early in the year was a major issue as we take a look at Dreblow's last finish. Farmers Union Insurance instant replay. It was up around that 22-25 mark and in terms of turnovers for the Lions. But Dan Carr says, you know, anything around 14 we can generally deal with.
Sherrill back into the game as well right now. He's got the ball for the Bobcats. Finally got the cut taken care of.
A.J. Anderson working on Schmaltz. Now his brother comes out on a dribble, but he's double teamed. And a foul is called on Linton. It's on Cullen Holm. Ten seconds. A bucket here would give North Sargent the lead after the quarter, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen because there's the quarter. It's an 11-10 one-point game as Linton leads North Sargent after one quarter of our first semifinal game.
These Bobcat fans are having some fun. What's your name?
Mercedes and junior.
Thank you.
Courtney and I'm a senior.
Right.
I am Jenica and I'm a junior.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Ariel and I'm a junior.
Fun at the B, right?
Oh yeah.
Guys doing a good job.
Oh yes, we are.
All right, guys, there you go.
Now the Bobcats down by one, but the team with the lead will start the quarter with the ball. Purrington on a backdoor cut again. I thought they were going to go Purrington up high. The backdoor cut was there, but the pass was too high.
It's the same play that worked just a couple minutes ago late in the first quarter. Ended up in points. That time the pass actually hit the bottom of the net, and I can think that kind of wrecked the play from there.
Through the trap, it worked for a turnover, and it worked for a foul. That's two fouls on Philip Anderson. I mean, other than, I guess, a breakaway layup, Linton got about as much as it would want on that possession. You get the ball back, and you draw a foul on one of the key players for North Sargent. So two for Phillip and two for Hansen. Pullman from the top of the key. Dreblow swallows up the rebound. High post, Hansen, quick trigger, follows it, tips it in. Well, you should know, I guess, yourself, if you more than anyone, if you think it's going in or not.
And he did. He took off as soon as that shot went up, and the person responsible for boxing him out did not. And that's why he was underneath the basket all alone.
Scott Remick cut off nicely by Sherrill, spinning back, and Dreblow. First foul on Ryan, as Scott Remick just stayed with it.
Farmers Union Insurance replay. Drevlo comes over, and you're going to know when you get fouled by Drevlo. I think Remick does.
Scott 62% on the year, 4 points, couple of rebounds yesterday. But he did have 3 assists. The senior of the brothers, senior, junior, sophomore, Scott, Trent, Derek in that order. They transferred into Linton from Bottineau. There's a good double team, but a good move to go right back. Sherrill missed it. Thought it was a good read, though, to go right back to Dreblow. Derek swings it over to Purrington. He's a freshman.
Here you see the two players locked up there. It was Scott Remick and Sherrill.
Grayson pulls for the three-point shot. Got it in the corner. Now that back up top to Trent Remick. He scoots past the defense and has a shot goes short by Derek. He got it back, and then there was a foul. And it looks like Philip Anderson's kind of holding an eye or something like that. We'll see here if he got poked.
Farmers Union Insurance. There's Philip going by defensively. He's on the floor. And we see the foul And that one called on
James Johnson. 6'1" senior. Well, from the line yesterday, Linton did not set the world on fire, missing 10 free throw attempts. Missing all 4, I believe, right? So far tonight.
Yeah, I think you're right. I had a make in there, but that doesn't make any sense.
Well, oh, behind the back move. Trent tried to regather it, but still never quite got it down. Long pass ahead, and it's into the Linton crowd.
Yeah, that's where Jeremiah Hinkemeyer will say, just settle down a little bit, guys. We got a turnover, and then we threw it right back away. And that's one of the things that he's stressing today, that you don't get caught up in playing Linton's game, because they're going to be able to run at you in waves. We need to play our game, bring it up the floor, and get it inside.
Yeah, that's always that tough call, though, because you do want to take advantage of it if you think you can get a layup.
There, yep.
Back door again. Schmaltz scored on one just like that earlier, but Hansen is getting harassed a little bit there after pulling down the rebound. Now Johnson in the corner. Down low, Drevlo. And it'll be a foul against the Bobcats. And it will be against Drevlo. So 2 fouls on Drevlo, 2 on Philip Henderson, and 2 on Tyson Hansen. We'll take a break, 5:05 to play before the half. It is, well, you'd have to say, a low-scoring game. We're at 12-11. Bobcats lead it. We're back with the Farmers Union Insurance Fan Cam. Farmers Union Insurance, the premier partner of the North Dakota High School Activities Association. We come out of the break with Kelsey Larson on the free throw line to shoot a bonus, a 1-on-1. 7 out of 14 Kelsey is from the line this year. Four points in the game to lead his team right now and to give his team a 1-point lead. Johnson spins to get it across the timeline. And there's been some scramble moments, but by and large, North Sargent has done a decent job in the backcourt.
Now you can see, look at Schmaltz pressuring the ball. That's one thing that Linton wanted to do. I think they've done a pretty good job of that as well. But you're right, North Sargent's done a good job of playing under control, not panicking.
Hansen steps out, goes to Johnson on the right wing, back to Hansen, and Tyson will pull the trigger, and that's good for the Bobcats. 4 points for him.
Yeah, good to get him going offensively. All 4 of his points in the second quarter. With Drevlo out of the game, the focus will shift to him for a while.
Burrington taken off the ball, and a timeout taken by North Sargent after Sherrill went down to grab that loose ball. About the midway point of the second quarter. Winner of this game will play for the championship tomorrow against either Turtle Lake Mercer or Dakota Prairie. That'll be the second semifinal game here tonight at the MSU Dome. So we saw both coaches there working in their huddle a little bit. Jeremiah made us laugh this morning when he said, I look at Coach Carr over there and I think he's been coaching longer than I've been alive. Dan just kind of rolled his eyes a little bit when we told him that.
But he had an instance like that when he started his coaching career back in the 80s.
Oh, blocked from behind by Tanner Purrington. 5'11" freshman.
Farmers Union Insurance replay. You see Tanner going up and swatting that one away.
Ryan Drevlo gives the Bobcats a 3-point lead. Down low, blocked. It's Hansen Had the block, but Remick got it back. First bucket for Trent tonight.
Well, great block by Hansen, but Remick does a nice job to stick with the play, follow up his own rejection and put it back in.
Durrell dribbled to the baseline, and he got it, but it was blocked. Greenmeyer's shot was blocked. Linton will like to try to transition, but no transition there. North Sargent back strong. Remick blocked by Dreblow and a travel call. Hansana will come back in now for North Sargent. As does A.J. Anderson.
I think that every minute goes by that you don't have a third foul being picked up by any of these guys on North Sargent. It's just a bonus, I think, for Coach Hinkemeyer.
Yep, 3 of the 5 starters for the Bobcats have the 2 fouls. Hansana's shot hit the front of the rim, and here comes Scott Remick. Oh, and they're going to call an offensive foul, but man, it sure did not look like Sherrill was set at all.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you, Lee. I didn't think so either. Farmers Union Insurance, you be the judge at home. Sherrill stepping over. Will he have position? Well, the official was right on top of it.
And it'll be the second foul on Scott Remick. North Sargent looking to add to its 1-point lead. Hansen on a follow. Remick will rebound and run. He is very good at that. It was bumped about top of the key or so. Sherrill's first one.
Now Sherrill got the foul.
That'll put Trent back to the free throw line. 51% on the year. And that's home coming into the game for Remick with those 2 fouls. So if you're a big believer in percentages, then this one should go in. If he's at 51% on the year and he missed his first 2. I guess that's why numbers don't lie sometimes. Break time, 2:52 to play, second quarter. Those 2 free throws by Trent Remick has given Linton the lead again, but it's by 1. Long pass, it's a dangerous pass. Linton now has the numbers. Remick will drop a pass over to Purrington, the miss. On the drive, Derek had it stolen away by A.J.
Yeah,
He's hurt a finger or something on that. But still, on the attack, North Sargent to Hansana in the corner.
I think it's his elbow.
Yeah, it is the elbow. Left elbow for A.J. Anderson. Asking to come out, I believe, to have it looked at. He's shaking that left arm.
And even more important, I think, Ryan Drevlo's just picked up his 3rd foul.
Well, that's the last thing Coach Hinkemeyer reminded his guys of. Greenmeyer will come in, as does Phillip. So Anderson and Drevlo will go out. And Purrington goes to the free throw line. Let me correct a free throw thing for Linton. I said Trent missed twice. It was Derek Remick that missed twice, so Trent is 2 for 2. Still a 1-point low-scoring game. Hansen will make a move, but cut off by Remick. Hansana has a couple of number 15s go at each other, and that one rims out. Phillip jumped in front of the pass, intended for Purrington, and knocked it out. I guess with A.J. on the bench for North Sargent, I can go back to last names now with Anderson. 2 Andersons and 3 Remicks and 2 Purringtons.
And A.J.'s got an ice wrap on that elbow on the bench, so it looks like he probably won't be back for the remainder of the half. The same can be said for Drevlo.
Oh, an unforced error by Kelsey Larson. There's that ice pack on the left elbow.
Well, sometimes you just get that nerve hit in there, kind of the funny bone.
Anderson got to the rim, but unable to get the points. Purrington will pull up, and a three-pointer rattles in for Purrington. Both of his buckets are 3 points, field goals.
And a big bucket for as much as they are hard to come by in this game.
Sherrill over to Greenmeyer. He got into the air but pumped it out, and it was a good look there. Nice pass. Hansen with 6 points, all in the second.
Yeah, very good look right there. Hansen wide open at the elbow, knocks that down and keeps us close.
And Pavlicek takes 3 with a minute left and a 5-point edge.
You know, he might be 6'8", but he's not really your prototypical post player. He likes to play out on the wing, and he can certainly knock down those 3-pointers.
Larson did get the turnover. Ball pressure, always a key when you're playing Linton for either team. Linton wants to put it on you, and the other team has to worry about it. Purrington working weak side. Now it's a strong side as he tried to get a pass down low that it did not connect. Looks like Linton's really trying to work weak side.
Well, that's been open quite a bit so far in the first half. That pass, a little one-handed shot that Purrington tried to sling in there. Might have tried to thread that one a little too tightly.
Two 21s playing against each other just late in the half. Ansana baseline. Hansen's trying to back in at the 5-second mark, floats it off the glass. Greenmeyer, nope. And there's your half as Pavlicek pulls down the last rebound. It's a 23-18 game here at the half. So Linton in that quarter outscoring North Sargent by 4 points. Go ahead, John.
Tight first half here, Coach Carr, huh?
Well, yeah, I guess so. I'm glad we got the lead a little bit here, but not too much room to breathe.
What do you think you got to do better here in the second half?
Well, we got to execute a little bit better defensively. We're missing a few assignments down here in the paint. We let them get a couple of easy baskets, so we got to do that. We got to pick it up. We got to be more intensity in the full court. I think they're getting the ball down the floor too easy. I think there's some opportunities for some steals there.
I tell you, it's a good breakdown. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, gentlemen.
Well, Dan Carr's Lions lead it in a low-scoring game, 23-18 here at the half. We're back with more on the Nodak Mutual Insurance halftime report. Our first of 2 semifinal games this evening. It's 23-18 with Linton out in front. And as we take a look at the halftime stats, which are brought to you by the North Dakota Certified Seed Industry, we see a couple of things here, Scott, that's both teams could find improvement on.
Yeah, shooting percentage would be one of them. Neither team shooting the ball that well. North Sargent does not have a three-pointer or a free throw attempt in the game, so 4 free throws for Linton, the ones that they've made, even though the percentage is not good. That's one of the differences. Linton out rebounding North Sargent. And didn't you mention that Coach Carr said he'd live with about 15 turnovers?
Yeah. That
was for a game, though, right?
Yeah, it was
not a
for
half.
a game.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I think that's a number that both teams would like to cut down a little bit in the second half.
Individually, it's pretty spread out with Purrington and Dreblow and Hansen leading the way with 6 apiece. Pavlicek and Remick also on the score sheet, along with Sherrill. Had a couple of early baskets in that first quarter. John Cole, take it away.
All right, Jeremiah, what you go over at the half now?
You know, we just get back. We gotta get back to our game. When we did it, it's working out there. The problem is, if we play that fast tempo game like Linton likes to do, we're gonna struggle, and it's gonna be a battle out there.
Yeah, there's no question. You want to slow them down and get them out of their tempo, play your game.
Yep. You know, we gotta work it into our big guys, even our bench big guys. When they come in there, we can work it down there. If we work it down there and keep rebounding like we did the other night, we'll be fine.
All right, thank you very much for the visit. Good luck.
All right, thank you.
Gentlemen, over to you.
Well, his team down by 5 as we are about a minute away from starting the second half. Well, North Sargent is out here without Ryan Dreblow. Dreblow with those 3 fouls.
Well, same situation they were in yesterday. It was just Hansen that had the 3 fouls. They kept him out to start the second half and seemed to work down the stretch. So we'll see how long they can go without Dreblow in the game and if Linton can exploit maybe things inside a little bit.
Linton will start the third with Holm, Purrington, Schmaltz, Pavlicek, and Larson. First possession starts right there for the Bobcats. Hansana is in there for Dreblow. Hansana down low, scores it right over the 6'8" guy.
Oh, good aggressive play. I think going right at the big guy. That one a little too aggressive.
Second foul on Sherrill.
Got his uniform number shaved into the side of his head. In case he forgets which jersey is his, maybe. I don't know.
Attacking the basket is Purrington.
Oh, good move by Purrington, I think, because going right at Hansen. Hansen really couldn't do a whole lot. He doesn't want to pick up his 3rd foul this early in the second half. So good recognition there by Purrington.
You know, despite the fact that Hansana, scored the first basket for North Sargent, I mean, that's a trade I'm sure Linton is as happy to see with Dreblow not logging minutes despite those fouls. That shot over everything. Purrington will rebound it and want to push the pace. He squares up, tries to back down the freshman. And it's a 1 and out as Hansen boards it.
How many guys get up as high as Hansen does that we've seen in this tournament anyway? Plays a lot bigger than his 6'5". Maybe a guy that we'll see in the second game. Kieber.
Turnover.
Farmers Union Insurance, we see the rebound there and the ups that Hansen has behind the North Sargent bench. Dreblow working on that ankle that he had a little bit of trouble with in the first half, just trying to keep it loose, so he must have turned it at some point.
Purrington with 10 points to lead his team and a couple of quick baskets. And a whistle in the backcourt. And a foul on Larson. So it's the biggest lead of the game. Is keep moving that ankle. If you've ever sprained an ankle or whatever, you just don't want it to tighten up too much or I guess start swelling.
Yeah, that's what we want to keep it as loose as you can, and that, having the tape on will certainly help.
Holm takes it away from Anderson, and Colin Holm. The first 47 feet, I guess, is where Linton's helped build the lead here. 9-point edge. Sherrill end to end. Now Schmaltz will bring it up. Purrington wanting to be aggressive, and he drops that pass. Pavlicek. Now AJ. He had an ice bag on that left elbow, but he's on a left-handed dribble. And Sherrill's bleeding again.
Open, yep.
Yep, Grayson's bleeding, so he'll have to come out, get that taken care of.
North Sargent's really had to deal with. Boy. Yeah, that's pretty evident right there.
Yeah, it's on his jersey now.
Really had to deal with a lot more than just the X's and O's and strategy of this game. You got, the Sherrill with his cut going on there. A.J. Anderson with the elbow. You got Dreblow with the ankle. So they've been a pretty nicked up group. And then you throw in the foul trouble. And they've been dealing with a little bit of adversity in this semifinal game.
Well, Dreblow's back in. That means Hansen will go a little bit further out. He takes a mid-range shot. A little strong, but the second rotation players means Remick will rebound it and go, and he will finish on the other end. Trent Remick, very athletic. He's got at least 8 rebounds.
We talked a little bit yesterday about that second group as the timeout comes in here for North Sargent. A little bit more energy from that second group from Linton, as you see right here with Remick.
Bobcats take a break, trailing by 11. Point lead for the Lions, but North Sargent will have the basketball. as we get started after that timeout. AJ pulls up, comes back to Anderson, and he scores it in traffic.
First points for AJ, but look how quickly Linton gets back down the floor. Starting to impose their style of play a little bit more here in the second half.
Scott goes to Trent in the corner. Remick facing up but not making a move. Midway through the third quarter. Give and go. Remick gets the pass back from Purrington. 8 points now for Trent. Long pass ahead, Hansana, and he will score it. 6 for Hansana.
Good end-to-end action. Nice give and go there by Linton. I thought Remick did a good job getting Hansen pinned on his hip.
Hansen working and looking for a high-low, which is what he got. But the Bobcats could not get points. Scott blocked by Drevlo.
Wow, Drevlo with 3 personal fouls. Farmers Union Insurance replay. Made sure he was clear of the body and got nothing but the basketball.
Ryan Drevlo, leading shot blocker. Purrington, backdoor, and it was a goaltending. Had it not gone in, it did go in anyway. So I believe that is 4 points now for Derek Remick.
Now some confusion on the pick, and that left Derek open underneath to get the pass. Both defenders stayed with the ball instead of someone switching and going to follow Derek. He peeled off and was open for that shot.
Phillip, between a couple of players, threw it over to Hansana, but it went right through the freshman's legs. Linton up by 10. No, 11. Still 11. That's the biggest lead. Larson down to Drevlo. He's through a double team, shoots over it and scores on it.
That's something I don't think North Sargent's been able to do enough tonight. Trying to get it inside. That was their game plan, but Linton's done a good job of taking that away, and I think North Sargent's played probably a little more up-tempo than they would have wanted tonight.
Kind of a 4-out high post set with Pavlicek up high. Now it almost looks like a 5-out, so stretching the defense. Purrington against Drevlo. Drevlo wins that little battle. But they went right at the guy with the 3 fouls. High post, Hansen, low post, Drevlo. And a foul before the shot. That foul is on Holm. Second one for Collin.
Farmers Union Insurance replay. Nice pass from the high post. Got a foul probably on either side there.
We'll take a break. 2:16 left to play in the third quarter. It's a 35-26 ball game with Linton out in front. Welcome back to the B on NBC North Dakota Sports. First of 2 semifinals with 2:16 left to play in the third. The pass into Hansen, rolls off. Drevlo, nope. A second chance for Drevlo, and he was fouled, so Ryan will go to the line to shoot a couple.
Boy, good opportunities inside. Nice job crashing the offensive boards.
Second foul on Trent Remick.
Farmers Union Insurance not going to get too many better looks than that, but got a lot of people around you. But Drevlo so strong, able to go up and keep getting those second chance opportunities.
Well, with 2:09 left in the third, that's the first free throw attempt. And now the second one and the first make for North Sargent in the game.
You know, with that few free throw attempts, maybe another indication that North Sargent hasn't been able to go inside as much as they wanted tonight.
Well, Purrington went inside. Remick has it again. Trent one-hands it up there. And Purrington will foul, as I believe Hansana had his hands on that rebound. Sherrill will kick it back. Right side now, Hansana posting up Hansen. Or no, Dreblow. And a post move for Dreblow. He's got 11.
That seems like they're getting recommitted to going back inside. Dreblow's had a lot of touches now in the last couple of minutes. And he's keeping himself on the floor despite the 3 fouls.
Well, the 11-point lead was down to 6. Now it's 8 again as Larson scores.
How often has that play worked for Linton tonight, or at least been available? Might not have converted each time, but the pass has been in there. That's been a nice play for the Lions tonight.
Terrell for 3, got it. His 52nd of the year.
First one for the team tonight as well, without a 3 or a free throw attempt in the entire first half.
Larson tried it on the other end. Purrington, he's been active. Justin's been active, and another one of the Bobcats on the floor. It's Phillip getting up slowly. And he says, I'm up now.
I think
let's go.
He had a little collision with Purrington on the rebound.
Now Sherrill had 2 threes yesterday. Over the 50 mark. That's a lot of made three-pointers. End of the quarter, third quarter. Hansana sets himself for a 3. And it goes out of bounds over the basket. So Linton with the 7-point lead gets the ball back here. Remick fouled as Holm fed him with a nice pass.
Probably not a bad foul there by Sherrill. Remick was wide open rather underneath the basket. You see the tail end of it there on the Farmers Union Insurance replay.
Remick 3 of 3. And Greenmeyer will come in for Dreblow. A.J. Anderson will come in for his brother.
His brother's hurting a little bit too. Got a hip maybe, or maybe he took a shot in the thigh or the calf. I don't know, but
second player for Linton to get into double figures, Trent Remick. 1 second. And it will not count if it went in. It was a little bit too late, so it's a 41-32 advantage as we head to the fourth quarter. The Lions lead the Bobcats.
These young folks from Linton are making some noise. What's your name?
Andrea Lawler.
Thank you.
Kaylin Schneider.
Okay.
Robin Weber. Whitney Gerving. Brianna Burrian.
It's a blast, isn't it, over here?
Yeah!
Well, here's another look on why Phillip is hobbling a bit.
Banged up.
The kick out to Holm. Nope. And here comes Hansen. Holm trying to cut him off. Hansen makes a nice little move to the basket. 8 points for Tyson.
Yeah, real nice move by Tyson right there to get to the hole and let the defender slide by underneath.
Purrington into the lane, floats it in the corner. Larson regroups, goes around Hansen, then banks it in and is fouled. It just didn't look like anything was going to develop for Larson, but Kelsey stayed with it till something positive happened.
Well, the rest of the defense is cleared out of the lane, so as soon as Larson's able to get around Hansen, it's a wide open look from there. 3 now on Hanson.
Well, the bench points for Linton, 22 to 21, so that's pretty balanced there. Remick, as we know, will rebound and go, but 3 of the white shirts back there. Schmaltz now will take it to the elbow, put it up. It's kept alive for Linton.
The wholesale changes for Linton have really slowed down. We haven't seen as much substituting.
Foul number 4 on Ryan Drevlo with a bunch of this game to go.
You can see Coach Hinkemeyer wanted a clean block on that one. We'll see here. Farmers Union Insurance replay.
No.
That's a good call.
Scott Remick is in for Linton. And Drevlo did check out as Johnson came back in for North Sargent. Terrell around his screen, pulling up. This time Remick was slowed down a little bit. As one of the Bobcats got a hand in it. Biggest lead for Linton has been, I think this is the 3rd time at this stage, at 11. Purrington asking for it on a post up. Purrington, second chance. Biggest lead for Linton right there.
Well, that's just a case of Purrington being physically stronger than the defender right there and able to muscle his way to the basket.
Larson with the steal. Scott goes reverse. No. Trent is there again, and he was fouled on the floor. Not a shot attempt. I think Remick was trying to get a shot up, but it didn't happen for him.
Farmers Union Insurance replay. You see the steal by Larson. That reverse that does not go. And we'll see the foul coming up on Sherrill. That's his 4th. So he sits down and Drevlo has to come back in.
Four fouls for Drevlo.
Now they had lined up at a free throw, but it was not a shooting foul.
On a cut, Remick. Trent Remick with 14 points. And it's a 15-point lead.
We got a quick foul on Holm there on the inbound pass.
Collins 3rd, team's 5th. Both teams with 5 here in the second half. And AJ, whose foot was it off of? One of the Lions. There's the senior, 5'9" senior, AJ Anderson. Spelled just like Anderson, but it's an E instead of the A. From the high post, Larson was fouled, Hanson was fouled before he could make a move, and that foul was on Scott Remick, 3rd one on him. Phillip into his brother. Looking for Drevlo. Ryan Drevlo has it. Spinning a little bit strong, though.
And probably a little further out than North Sargent would like.
I'm guessing Trent Remick's got a double-double by now. Purrington. Outside, inside. Back outside. 3-pointer for Purrington. 17 points now for Purrington.
Well, we've seen him inside and outside just in this 4th quarter alone, muscling his way to the basket and his range from outside.
As Linton caused another turnover, started pushing it up the floor. A.J. Anderson called for his first foul. The Lions will rotate a few more players in. And we have a timeout at the 5:04 mark of the 4th quarter. And Linton enjoying its biggest lead right now, 52-34. Return to the B with the Farmers Union Insurance Fan Cam. Farmers Union Insurance, the premier partner of the North Dakota High School Activities Association. Well, Linton has gotten the lead 52-34. Only 2 points allowed in the fourth quarter so far. We're just 3 minutes into that quarter, but still only one basket made by North Sargent. Kuhlman out top. Burrington's been more of an offensive issue tonight for North Sargent. 17 points, that's his season average. Burrington traveled as he was double teamed down low.
Drevlo was there, I think held his breath as the whistle was called. He's got the 4 fouls, tried to cut Burrington off at the baseline.
Well, Colmer was the other one who helped him out. Speaking of helping out, here's Hansen. Nope. And two players just kind of reaching up for it. And it was going to be against Pavlicek. First foul against John. It's a 1-on-1 now as Drevlo is 1 of 2 from the free throw line, and North Sargent before that free throw as a team 1 of 2.
That got to the line 22 times yesterday in the win over North Star. Hit 17 of those for 77%.
Well, here's the turnover on Linton. So it'll be a baseline inbound for North Sargent. Drevlo, he's got that one. 2 free throws and a basket by Drevlo, so it's a little 4-point run for him. 52-38. And a foul on Colmer. That should put Burrington to the line for the bonus. He's 2 out of 5 in the tournament. 0 for 1 tonight. Drevlo rebounds. Anderson will push it up. Terrell. Nope. Colmer gets it over to Drevlo. Well, Linton's known for the ball pressure. That's ball pressure as well.
Yeah, 2 North Sargent players crashing in on that rebound and both getting in there at the same time to strip that ball away.
So a little mini run here to make it to 12, and Dan Carr will ask for a timeout. We have 3:51 left to play in the fourth quarter. An 18-point lead is down to 12. I guess that's not a horrible situation if the other team goes on a 6-point run and you're still up by 12.
Yeah, that built up a pretty big lead there. But North Sargent playing with a little more intensity in the last minute or so.
Well, and North Sargent having, quite frankly, after being down by 18, needing to gamble a little bit, and those gambles kind of paying off.
And able to gamble with some key players in foul trouble too. Hansen's been able to survive with the 3. Drevlo still out there with the 4, but Sherrill with 4 as well. They've been able to keep all their guys on the floor.
Yep, all those 3 players you just mentioned still out there. Trent Remick around Drevlo and over Hansen. 16 points for Remick. Well, I guess coming out of a timeout, you like to see a play that works and you get points off it. Anderson kicks back. Hansen pops from just outside the free throw line, and he does get the shooter's roll. He's in double figures with 10. The time right now, as is the scoreboard on the Lions' side. Burrington fouled, and he scores it.
Well, I can think of about a half a dozen times, as you can see Coach Hinkemeyer, that play has worked for Linton. Nice pass by Larson. And Burrington flashing inside, getting a good look, good seal on the defender and scoring.
Offensive rebound, Trent Remick and he will go to the line to shoot 2. Purrington can't make a free throw tonight, and Remick can't miss one. That's the 4th foul on Hansen now. $16 points for Trent. Boy, his ability just to rebound and create a fast break is a dimension that is such a positive for his team. 15-point lead. Sherrill. Inside Drevlo. He'll shoot over the double team, and that's a good idea. 19 points for Drevlo.
Yeah, that lead's still 13, though. Linton keeps finding success on the offensive end. Kind of trading baskets now, and North Sargent can't do that.
Remick had his shot maybe altered enough by Hansen. Important possessions here for North Sargent. That's a good place to get it. Sherrill. No, it rolls out for him. Remick had the rebound, and there's going to be a foul on whoever that is on the floor. That's Colmer. 3rd one on Casey.
I think he took an elbow too.
Well, Remick tried to spin out of it and get going. Colmer says, I'm all right.
Farmers Union Insurance will see Colmer right there. It took a elbow or a forearm right to the face as he battled for the rebound.
We're up to the double bonus, so it'll be a 2-shot opportunity here for Trent Remick. If he makes this one, he will tie Justin Purrington and Ryan Drevlo for game-high scoring honors with 19. And it is 19 points. We'll take a break with 2:23 left to play in this semifinal game. It's a 59-44 advantage for Linton. North Sargent with the ball, but a big deficit and only 2:22 on the clock. Sherrill pumps from the deep corner. Drevlo is fouled as he saw the ball was not going to hit iron and got himself in a position to force a foul out of Purrington.
I think that's the look that North Sargent wanted. Might not have been the cleanest one. Sherrill had to take a bounce after receiving that pass.
20 points now for Ryan. Season average of 19.5. Hansen won the battle for it, and he got that to go, and a chance for a 3-point play as Hansen on the offensive boards.
Trent Remick with the foul, his 3rd, Farmers Union Insurance. Good battle on the offensive glass, and that's how you make a comeback happen. Get some offensive rebounds and able to stop that clock as well.
Still an 11-point lead, but it was 18 at about 3 minutes ago. Under 2 left. Home on the dribble. Now Anderson goes down for a little contact, but he's all right. There's that weak side cut again, and it's blocked. I think Larson was assuming a foul call. Nothing there as Hansen come up with a block. Drevlo is fouled as he was trying to get in position, so Drevlo with some more free throws coming here.
That's 4 on Purrington. Farmers Union Insurance back on the other end. You see Hansen, anytime you come down with your arm like that, a lot of times you're going to get a foul called against you. That time didn't happen.
10-point game. North Sargent is down by 3 threes.
It's a lot more interesting than it was just a couple of minutes ago.
The biggest lead of the game cut in half. Remick all the way there. They just opened up the middle for Trent Remick, 21 points.
And why'd they do that? Because Drevlo was on him. Drevlo with the 4 fouls could not afford a 5th.
Sherrill with a quick shot as there's not a lot of time left, so North Sargent will have to take quick shots. Philip Henderson was trying to get a double team on there, and I think the foul is going to go against number 22, his 3rd.
Philip probably got the worst of that.
That puts Holm on the free throw line. He was 3 out of 4 yesterday. It's his first trip tonight. Lead is back to 12. Purrington will switch out as you see Derek Remick come back on the floor. Second free throw for Holm. That one is good as well. 1 minute left. Hansen for 3. And Schmaltz was the last one to touch it, so the Bobcats will get it back. Dire straits though here for North Sargent. Lob pass in, Drevlo making a move. Nope. Another chance here for Hansen. Nope. Derek Remick pulls down Colmer's miss. Larson will lay it in. Well, congratulations to Linton, Scott.
Yeah, I think that's safe to say.
The Lions are 22 seconds away from officially making it a spot as Drevlo. Oh, they're going to call a foul as well. Drevlo scores again. He's got 24 points now, so count the basket and the foul against Larson. But still, the Lions will go to 25-0. And number 1 will play for number 1 tomorrow. Brady Weber, Tanner Peterson, and Brandon Weber are the 3 players in the game for the first time for Linton. Now Brady's been battling mono, so he's been really kind of slow going for him. And he usually is part of that rotation, and the guy I'm talking about there has the ball right there. But it's a 25-point night for Ryan Drevlo. And there's a good look at the 5'10 junior. Terrell fires a 3. Hansen will follow it up. 2 more for Hansen. 15 now for Tyson. And it will be a 10-point victory and win number 25 for Linton and a spot in the State B championship game.
Well, I think they did it by playing their style, especially in the second half, able to get up and down the floor and open up that lead in the first 4 minutes of the third quarter. And that really proved to be the difference with foul trouble. North Sargent in foul trouble, not able to play quite as aggressively as they wanted. And Linton able to just pull away later in the second half.
Yeah, the way that Linton comes at you in waves, I tell you, they just kind of wear you out. And even though Linton had a bunch of turnovers and all that tonight, but the Lions are headed to the championship game, and we are headed to John Cole.
Trent, you folks are headed to the championship game. My goodness.
It just feels great. I always wanted to do this since I was little, and finally can do it.
You had a terrific night out here. This was quite a battle against this club, wasn't it?
Yeah, they fought hard. We knew they were going to come to the boards and crash boards all night, and we were told that we had to box them out to beat them on the boards, and we just fought hard down there.
You did. Second half, you were able to grab that lead. A real head knocker, kind of a classic B head knocker out here.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Keep on working hard. We'll see you tomorrow night for that title game.
Thanks.
All right, guys, there you go. One team is into the championship.
That team again, the Linton Lions, win number 25. Scott and I will be back with the North Dakota Propane Gas Association player of the game after we do this. The player of the game is Trent Remick, who will receive a certificate and a donation sent to Linton on his behalf from the North Dakota Propane Gas Association. Propane, exceptional energy.
Wow, Trent Remick with 21 points on the evening. And 7 of 8 from the free throw line, really to key that second half surge. 7 of 8 in the second half, that is. And 2 for 2 in the first half as well. So really got it done from the free throw line, and I think his aggressive play on both ends of the floor is a big reason why he won this award tonight.
Absolutely aggressive with the rebound, then taking off and creating a mismatch on the other end. Trent Remick and the Linton Lions into the semifinals. We're between games now here at the B. And reunion teams will meet some past state champions now, reliving a championship.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we would like to recognize a special group of individuals that are in attendance at tonight's game. Tonight we have in attendance the championship teams from 1959 and 1984 state Class B basketball tournaments, along with the 1959 state Class C champions. This year's tournament marks the 25th anniversary of the 84 tournament and the 50th anniversary for the 59 team. The 59 Class B team was the Bottineau High School. The 59 Class C champions they were from Plaza High School, and the 84 champions were the Linton Lions. Let's recognize the Lions from 1984. Dennis Beck and his wife Jane reside in Bismarck. Jerome Beck lives in West Fargo. Tom Diaz lives in Bismarck. Julie Holman Rosekamp lives in Lakeville, Minnesota. Pete Johnner and his wife Lisa reside in Bismarck. Jody Horner is from Curryville, Missouri. James Cook lives in Devils Lake, North Dakota. Wendy Nelson lives in Rochester, Minnesota. Bob Petrick resides in Grand Forks, North Dakota. Carmen Petrick Wessner comes to us from Annapolis, Maryland. And John Richter keeps the home fires burning in Linton. And the coach of the Lions in 1984 was Coach Dan Carr and his wife Ann and their family. The Linton Lions, coached by Mr. Dan Carr, won the 1984 championship at the Bismarck Civic Center with a title win over the Newburgh Eagles by a score of 81-62. In the opening round, the Lions defeated the Towner Cardinals by a score of 63-60. And in the semifinals, they downed Hillsboro 45-41. The Lions ended with a 27-game winning string. Ladies and gentlemen, the 84 state champions, Linton Lions.
That sets up tomorrow's TV coverage, and we start at 6 a.m. Central Time, our third place game. It's North Sargent and Turtle Lake Mercer, and then our championship around 8:15 will feature undefeated and top-ranked Linton against Dakota Prairie. That is for the state title. Thanks everyone so much for watching this evening. 2 great contests, hopefully 2 more tomorrow. Have a great night, and we'll see you back here tomorrow night.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, semifinal night at the B, and the action started with the team favored to win it against a team that has kind of come out of nowhere. Undefeated Linton taking on North Sargent. Second quarter, Justin Purrington, the senior, will pull a three and hit. 23-18 Lions at the half. Purrington scored 19 points. In the third, the full court pressure leads to a turnover, and Colin Holmes stretches the lead to 9. A big bucket here in the fourth with the lead at 7. Kelsey Larson spins for the score. Linton controlled things in the second half, and the Lions win 65-55. Linton will play for the third state title in school history tomorrow night. Look at Trenton Remick, 21 points, 15 rebounds for him. And here's what it'll look like tomorrow on TV. Our action will start at 6 o'clock with North Sargent and Turtle Lake Mercer for a third, with the championship game to follow.